Hey y'all, it's me, Janae, and welcome back to Dragon's Den. So today this video is going to be called Being Kind and Cutthroat. And the reason why I felt like this video is necessary is because there was a period of my life, I'm talking about when I was younger, and when you're a kid, I feel like you're truly who you are, or maybe just speaking for myself, because some people need to come into themselves or their personality, or they're shy as a kid and they whatever. But for me, I was who I was from a very young age. And I feel like through growing, people have always tried to kind of make my personality smaller. Like since I was a kid, my personality was big, and people would be like, "You're too loud, you're too smart, you're too, like, you speak like, like it was always too much, right?" But then they would always place me in a position of also trying to vie for their approval if I saw them as somebody that I should deem important. So it was basically a weird position of you're too much, but you're not enough at the same time. And when you place somebody mentally in a position of thinking, well, how am I too much, but I'm not enough? You, to an extent, have a power over them because you make them feel like they have to perform for your approval. So they're always going to be like, "Oh, well, is this good? Is this good? Is this good?" And they're waiting for you to be like, "Yes, that's good enough." But if you're never accepting or never approving of that, you create this dynamic to where they are not secure or confident within themselves. So I feel like when I was younger, I was super big and bubbly and, jokey and spoke up for myself and very nerdy. So it was always just, well, actually, it's da-da-da-da-da. Well, actually, it's da-da-da-da. And that can be annoying to teachers or adults or authority figures, whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to learn to foster somebody's personality correctly so that you won't bog down on them and make them really fully go into their shell and be scared to be themselves. So I realized that my kindness has never been performative, but I was in a position for a long time of being a people pleaser and feeling like, well, I know that people always tell me that my personality is too big. So maybe if I'm a little bit more quiet, maybe if I'm smiling more, maybe if I'm a little bit nicer, maybe if I don't speak up for myself when somebody does something I don't like, maybe if I allow somebody to say something incorrect and don't mention it, then maybe people will finally like me. But that was never the case. So that's why I said in a previous video, I've reached a level where there are some people, I'm going to be the villain in their story. To other people, I'm the sweetest person you'll ever meet. And on either front, I appreciate people saying I'm sweet, but I don't give a fuck what nobody feels about me at this stage of my life. Whether you think that I'm nice, whether you think that, well, I'm not nice, I'm kind. But I learned, whether you think I'm a kind-hearted person, or whether you see me as a raging bitch, it's no longer any of my business. Because I had my days of being nice, and I feel like that's not necessarily being performative, but it is people pleasing, and it is hoping that people will like me if I am a smaller version of myself, because I'm hoping that it will make them comfortable. Because I don't see people as being smaller than me or look down on people, but people had to come to learn all of this, that people have a social hierarchy where they place themselves, where they place others, that from the second you walk into a room, people are sizing you up, trying to figure out where they want to place you in that hierarchy in their minds, that people that genuinely feel small about themselves or small around other people will try to find somebody that is a bit more naive or not understanding of these social dynamics, and they will pick on or rag on you to make themselves feel big because in other dynamics they feel small. So I've had to learn that I am somebody that when people lay eyes on me, or when people perceive me, whether it be from social media or from what other people have said about me, that they feel threatened by me. And because they feel threatened by me, a lot of time I have interactions with people where for a long time, these damn birds just flying all over the damn house. For a long time, I was genuinely confused with, it's so funny to hear them and see them flying. They just get me exercising. So for a very long time, I was genuinely confused while I was having certain interactions with people when I wasn't doing shit to them. And I could promise y'all all my life, like I would walk in a room and be kind to people. I wasn't trying to sway their hand or sway their opinion about me with my behavior. I was just saying, you know what? I was literally going off of what, your parents raised you with. If you're kind to other people, then they'll be kind to you. And you should always be kind. And the world is, like my mom didn't really necessarily give me the world. And it's just like there is no bad or evil. She actually was very adamant about there are evil motherfuckers out here. Keep your eyes out open and keep your head on a swivel. But she was a kind person. And I saw her kindness through her actions and through her heart posture, right? But she was also cutthroat. She wasn't fucking around. She would cut somebody the fuck out. She wasn't playing with people. Like, she let it be known, hey, don't fuck with me. So I feel like my mother was a perfect example of cutthroat and kind. And through her heart posture, through her behaviors, I saw her kindness. But also, I feel like when people are kind or nice, these people that are living off of these social dynamics and only respecting people when they feel like they are useful, or only deeming someone as important when they have a level of clout or money, they take advantage of people who are nice or kind. And there are people that you just genuinely have come to learn it don't matter what kindness, even if you don't expect anything in return, which for the most part, I don't really expect anything in return from people. I like to be kind because I feel good about it, or I feel like I'm living from a place of overflow, like God fills my cup and it overflows. So in that, because of my heart posture, I can give and it won't have me ass out. Like I'll be okay. I've seen it so many times in my life that I'm always okay. Even when I'm at my lowest, even when I might have been homeless or like couch hopping or not had a job or whatever, I feel like God always has his hands on me in my life. And because of that mentality, for the most part, I can be kind because I'd be like, God gonna have me. Like, I'll be okay. Like, I'm gonna be all right. But there are people in this life that I know are truly stricken with all type of demons running through them and issues. Everybody don't have peace of mind. Some people have been through really terrible things because someone wicked inflicted a pain onto them that they just cannot heal from. They don't know how to. They don't know how to talk about it. And the only way that they find their joy or their solace in their everyday is by being miserable to other people and trying to, if they see somebody with a light, they want to snuff it out and now make them feel good. They'll be like, yeah. So, I'm not going to say genuinely that there are some people you can't be kind to, but there are some people where, I really don't want to say that kindness is wasted, but I have interacted and came across some people who are really, truly evil and wicked. And it only puts a smile on their face to feel like they're going to change somebody else's perspective on the world and life or make somebody unhappy. And that's a scary thing. And I've seen people genuinely be unhappy because they couldn't affect who I am or how I choose to maneuver through life. And I know that people go through pain. I know that people have a lot of, hurt on their heart or in their mind. But every day I wake up, since I was younger, I've chosen happiness. And there are some days where I might be a little bit of a bitch. I might be like, I don't feel like smiling today. Please get the fuck out of my face. I might say that with a smile, actually. Because I'm just such an asshole sometimes. But there are some days where I'm not feeling happy. But then there are other days where I don't feel happy, but I choose happiness that day. And I decide I'm not about to inflict my pain onto others. And I don't owe the world a smile all the time. I am not a court jester. I don't have to tap dance and, entertain everybody at all times of the day. I don't. However, when I was younger, my perspective was always, you know what? I don't feel happy right now. I can't control my situation. I cannot control what's making me unhappy. So I might as well go out into the world and make other people smile, make other people happy. And that might be a little bit selfish in me wanting to make myself happy through seeing other people happy. But I feel like it's a lot better than walking around and wanting other people to share in your misery. So I've always had a kind heart, and I've always had a heart posture that I feel like was loving. Even in my lowest moments where I was doing things that I was not proud of, I've always said, God will get me out of this. I'm gonna make my way. And I feel like the lick back that you end up getting in the future is when you're no longer in that perspective. You're no longer in that dark place, and you have to remember what you did when you was in that dark place. And I've always told myself when I was in those really, really low, dark places, you do not have to go no lower than this. This is it. You don't need to go no lower than this. And I do realize that now, from me learning and growing up, that a lot of people's frustration with me or their wickedness is because they cannot cope with what they chose to do and how low they chose to go in those dark moments. But that has nothing to do with me. And that's where the being cutthroat kind of comes in, because I know some people that are just cutthroat with no kindness in there whatsoever. They're just wicked. Like, that's a bitch you got to be kind of scared of, because you got to keep your eye open. And I mean open, like watch that hoe. But I'm a person now where my happiness means everything to me. How I feel means everything to me. And I'm not letting people talk to me any kind of way. Cut it off. I'm not letting people treat me any kind of way. Cut it the fuck off. I'm not dealing with certain things because I matter to me. So I don't give a fuck what you've been through. You're not gonna treat me like shit so you can feel better about yourself. Fuck you. Plain and simple. Like, you gotta figure it the fuck out. You gotta sign up for some therapy. You gotta write in a journal. You gotta watch a few motivational videos. You gotta get the fuck out of my face, though. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's where I'm kind because I have empathy for people's situations. Like, I understand. You might have been through, like, I feel like now when people maneuver certain ways towards me, I'm like, you are so hurt. You are hurting. I could see it all over you. You are going through some shit. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Why you bring that shit over here to my doorstep? And I empathize with people for what they might have experienced. This don't gotta be Dr. Phil's couch. Everybody don't want to tell me their business. But sometimes through people's behaviors now, like, I can literally look at them and be like, you are so in pain. And I can see it all over you, babe. Like, you're miserable. But still, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my face. You get what I'm saying? So I'm cutthroat about me. I don't have to cross nobody out. I don't have to maneuver certain ways. I don't have to be blatantly disrespectful and nasty. But you're not going to play with me certain kind of ways. I don't play about me. God don't play about me, so I don't play about me. And God is within me. So we don't play about me. So you going to get yours however the fuck you going to get it. I don't necessarily always have to deal out the karma, whatever, because that's vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I don't got to do shit to you. But I'm going to tell you that God does not play about me. So whether you get your karma immediately, not by my hands though, or You looking back years later, or you're looking in the current moments and you watching me do decent with my life. You watching me succeed, or you watching things go for me, and it's just eating you a fucking life because you're a wicked bitch. That's your karma. That's none of my fucking business. I'm moving on and living my life because that's what God tells me to do. Plain and simple. Or whether it's years from now and you like, damn, I really feel like shit for how I was treating that girl. Because I've had childhood bullies find me on Instagram, social media, whatever, and apologize. DM me and apologize. Be like, I'm so sorry for how I treated you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. If that clears your conscience. But I don't have to be cool with you, bitch. We don't have to become besties. There are people that used to be a little bit mean and a little sour to me when we were younger. And I just don't give a fuck because I saw it back then and I really truly know now they were hurting and I empathize with it. But I don't play about me no more. So get the fuck out of my vicinity with that bullshit. Go deal with it. Because it's almost like you feel fucked up about yourself, so you want me to feel fucked up about myself. Bitch, go look in the mirror and talk shit to yourself. Say what you really want to call yourself a piece of shit, so you try and call me a piece of shit. You try and call me ugly. You try and call me this. You try and call me that. Ho, you're ugly in spirit and in truth. Hello. So at the end of the day, I'm no longer playing about me. And I feel like anybody that watches this should not play about them no more. Now, does it take some time to get to that point? Yes. But also, you got to be fed the fuck up with people playing about you. And you got to see more of the God in you. And if you don't play about God and God don't play about you, I'm not going to play about me. Take your misery somewhere else. I'm not going to be your company. And on that note, love y'all. Thank you for being part of the Dragon's Den. Stop playing about you. And be blessed. Love y'all.